this is Coach McCreary from Baseball by the Yard, and today's video post is actually accompanying a written post that I did quite a while back on my favorite bunting drill. So if you needed to go back, I'll put them in the show notes here in terms of the link that you can go back and read that. But I wanted to show you and demonstrate for you in video form what those drills look like to become a better hitter. Now, a lot of coaches will tell kids bunting is like catching a baseball with the bat. And so part of these drills requires a glove, because if you're going to tell a kid catch the ball with the bat, well, use a glove. They're used to catching with a glove, so use that glove and use that technique of catching with a glove to help kids practice better bunting. So the first stage of this drill is for a hitter to get his hands on a glove that is kind of opposite his hitting pattern there. So if I am a left-handed batter, I'm going to get my hands on a right-hander's glove, okay? So in this case here, here's a glove fit for a right-handed thrower. So if I'm a left-handed batter, I'm going to use that kind of glove. So I may need to switch some gloves around in order to get the proper glove. Now, what I'm going to do in this stage of the first stage of the drill is pretend that I have a bat in my hand, but instead of having that top hand be up the bat, it's going to be with a glove on. And so my rest of my body is going to pretend that I'm bunting a baseball with a bat in my hand, but instead of using a bat, I'm going to use a glove. So if I'm a left-handed hitter, I'm using this glove, and I'm going to get in my bunting position like this with my glove outstretched over the plate, and when the pitch comes in, I catch the baseball. Okay, catch the ball with my glove like I normally would. Now what that teaches the batter is a couple things. First off, when we catch, we follow the ball into our glove. And obviously that's a skill that we're going to need to do when we bunt as well. Now also, when I catch a baseball, I don't take the glove to the ball. Okay, I generally catch the ball and my glove even comes back a little bit to absorb some of the shock. Well, that's kind of how things have to work when we bunt as well. So when I use this drill for bunting, I catch and I get the hitter out of the habit of jabbing the bat to the ball. They get used to just receiving the ball instead of jabbing at it. Okay, so that's stage number one. And that's something as simple as whether it's a pitching machine or someone tossing balls to it, the guy can stand out here, he can catch the ball, drop it into the bucket, and then he keeps receiving balls like that, drops it in the bucket. And practicing that catching technique, or that feeling of catching the ball, but using the glove. Now the second stage of this drill involves a glove and a bat. This time I'm going to square around, but I'm going to put the barrel of the bat inside the glove. So I'm in here. So it's pretty much the same bunting stance that I'm going to use in a game, except the barrel of the bat is inside the glove. So now when I bunt the ball, I pretend that I still don't have a bat in my hand. I pretend that I'm going to catch the baseball just like I did in the previous stage. This time, instead of the ball going into the glove, it's going to hit the bat. So I'm going to be catching the ball, but it's going to hit the bat and end up being a bunt. So I'm still keeping that feeling of catching with the glove, but the bat is now in the way and it's going to hit the bat instead of the glove. So that's stage number two. Stage number three is normal game situation where I don't use a glove. Now I just use the bat, but I still try to develop that feeling as if I had a glove on and catching the ball with the barrel and not jabbing at the ball. So those are the three stages, and I think you'll find your hitters will learn a lot about bunting if they can go through those three various stages. First with the glove, then the glove and the bat, and then lastly with just the bat. Now another variation of this is, let's say a hitter is having trouble getting down close to the pitch. He's pretty much too straight up and down and has to really drop down to get the ball. Well, that's where this chair can come in. And there are times where I've brought out this chair for hitters and they sit in that chair and they bunt just like this because it forces their body to get lower. It forces their eyes to be more along the lines of the level of the pitch so that the ball, the bat, and my eyes are pretty much on the same plane. So if you also have a hitter who's doing these drills who has a tough time getting down lower in order to bunt the ball, you can do a fourth stage or any of these stages and bring out a chair and add it to the mix so that they become better hitters. Well, folks, thanks for watching. This is Coach McCreary. I hope you learned something. Give these drills a try, because I really think hitters understand bunting much better and develop a much better feel of what it means to bunt a ball by going through all those stages. So take care, everybody, and thanks for watching.